Hey guys, it's nice to be with you again. Thanks for joining me. Pisces, this is your August reading for 2021. I thought we would change out the beginning scene that you see in the videos and start with what I look out of my office window with, this beautiful vista in my back garden. There's a couple of trees in the foreground that I have some food hanging from for the local birds, so you may be lucky enough to see some birds come into the reading as well. If not, then just enjoy the beautiful sunshine energy and we will start with your reading. So we're moving into August. I'm doing this reading on the 22nd of July. And we've seen that July has had some very strong energies in it, partly to do with the planetary alignments and the strength that these alignments are pertaining to. So I think we will find that August will also have some of these issues as we cross the threshold into the second part of 21. In fact, I suspect the layout of the planets is going to be turbulent for some time ahead. So learning to live with it all and learning to live with the stresses that come is a really good way of dealing with things like that. Now, I did some intuitive work for you before we begin your video, and these were the messages that I got. I got two words. One said action and the other said attachment. Now that made me think of two A's, and then I thought of A grade. So are some of you doing something that is warranting like an A grade pass? Or some of you may hear that you have been awarded an A grade pass. This could be to do with exams or projects or ideas that you are formulating in your mind as well. The other thing that came up was balance and the words yin yang, like bring balance into your life and really incorporate that in the things that you are pondering upon and your actions as well. Some of you will be doing holidays or taking holidays in August, and some of you will be experiencing these in homes, so like holiday homes, or traveling where you're staying in hotels or motels or things like that. And for others of you, you may even be thinking of your home in terms of decoration, or some of you may be moving a home or selling it or renovating it. I get the feeling for you guys, and it doesn't surprise me because Pisces, you're very tapped into the spiritual realm, that some of you may feel a real spiritual entity or connection happening in August or even in July from any time you listen to this reading. It feels as though there could be older, passed over loved ones around you, and I'm thinking energies like grandparents or parents maybe. They're in the air around you, and some of you may be brought to remember them more closely or spend time memorizing them or visiting their memorial plots or something along those lines. You may hear from them in dreamscapes, so have dream times with them. You might even hear like spiritual messages. Now sometimes this sort of thing can happen when your phone goes off, for instance, and there's no one at the end of it. You can sometimes see your lights in your house flicker. Things like this can be caused by spiritual activation. Just recently I was on holiday and I was visiting a place in New Zealand called Surat Bay, where there were some really bad shipwrecks over the past, and one of them was in 1784, some of the first settlers that came to New Zealand. And I was just standing there pondering, the lives lost and feeling into the energy of the area where this big boat went down. And these people probably would have travelled halfway around the world to get to this bay and then die in a storm not that far from the shore. So it was quite a somber feeling. And then when we got back to the car, I put my iPhone in the car in a holder. And the next thing I know, no one was touching it, it was just sitting there. The SOS alarm portion on your iPhone was activated and the whole thing just started off in a siren. It went beep, 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 and it was SOS activation, and no one had been touching it. So it was like someone from the shipwreck of the Surat Bay, a spirit, had connected to the timeline energy field that I was activating, and they could enable it somehow through the electronics. So I quickly shut it off because, of course, when your activation on your phone goes and it's an SOS emergency alert, that alert goes out to the officials and they come looking for you thinking you're in strife. So it was a very bizarre thing. And then later that day, I noticed my watch was 25 minutes behind in time. Now, the length of time we spent at Surat Bay and wandering along the beach and pondering it was roughly 25 minutes. So there was a whole strange activation of things that took place in that timeline and that period and that place, and they were definitely spiritually activated things. So these are the types of things that some of you might experience yourself in this month of August coming up. So keep a close eye out for that and see exactly what is happening. Now, some of the other things I thought of was for the Lionsgate energy that's coming up on the 8-8. This is a double energy, and when I thought of the AAs, the 8-8 is close to the AAs, so this portal of energy might be very significant for you. It's an extremely good time for manifestation and for the power of the positive to come in, so utilize that day's energy as being something really beneficial. You were also told from spiritual to let go of attachments, especially how you judge yourself, and for you guys to break free, blow the cobwebs away. So that's a mantra that you could use for the month, blow the cobwebs away. And the break free, I was thinking of a holiday or breaking free from a routine or a pattern or breaking free from an attachment. So there you go, guys, quite some lovely messages for you that came in there. I'm going to now move the camera down to the reading, and I'm going to have to pull the blinds down because the sun is shining so brightly we can't actually see on the desk, I don't think. But some little birds did come in for you, some little silver eyes feeding on the wax feeder. We're going to start with the cards that you see before you, the John Holland Psychic Tarot deck. It's not quite a full tarot, they've taken the court cards out of it, but I love some of the depictions he uses, some of the colours, so it is encoded with sort of chakra energy as well. So let's pull this up and start shuffling. This is for Pisces for August 2021. See what's in store for you guys. Remember, these videos can be active from the time you view them, and that can be any time you choose to view this. Sometimes I feel the messages that might arrive for you can be really well worth coming back to and engaging in, because these readings can be live for a long time. Moving on, the Six of Swords, you've got the Magician, one of my favourite all-time cards, and actually you're the first one for this month of August to receive the Magician. Wow, you also have number 21, the World card, or the Universe as he calls it. Let's see what else has come in here. Hopefully you can see this all right. I know the reflection is a little bit strong on the table at the moment. Number 6, material and spiritual prosperity. Number 8, emotional withdrawal. That's the 8 of Cups. Number 7, stand your ground. The Lovers card, number 6, and fulfillment of wishes, number 9. So 3 sixes, that's really cool. So you're getting a numbering pattern coming in, 3 sixes and a 9, an 8, a 7, 21, which is a 3, and a 1. So I think we will stop with this particular deck. They are, as I say, a lovely deck, and they do have a lot of energy in them. Let's just see if we can formulate what's going on here and figure it out. 3 really big major arcanas, 2 in particular, the awareness and the universe, I think are 2 of the biggest ones here. See if we can pull this in a little bit closer for you. We'll start with the way they came out, moving on, and this card really does depict going on a holiday. Oftentimes that's how it's seen. So it's moving from something that was dark into the light, feeling a sense of freedom, being freed up. And I mentioned that in the messages for you. I said blow away the cobwebs and break free, blow the cobwebs away. So this is a feeling of breaking free from something that might have been restrictive or holding you back. It's often seen as moving into the light, and it's often a card that depicts emotional awareness or growth, allowing you to move from a space that has been detrimental or held back. Now, it can be a belief system, it could be a set of relationships that may have been turbulent, it could have been a job issue or a financial or even a physical health issue. So this card is generally perceived to be a good one, leading you into a future pattern of positivity. So with him moving on, moving into the awareness or the magician position. So when the magician turns up, it tells you there is magic in the air. There's this potentiality for wishes to come true. Now, you had the fulfillment of wishes card sitting over here, and it hasn't actually placed itself solidly into the reading. So it's almost as if it's saying where you place your desire of wishes is where this can actually happen. And I noticed too the harmony card over here, which is the Lovers card, has also positioned itself at the side of the reading, as if to say these two are loose, like in a rugby scrum. And some of you may not know what that is. It's like a loose forward. They can shift their energy around and they can manifest it into some of these other cards depending on where you want to actually put it. So I feel there's a degree of freedom, and we talked about that. It feels as though you are breaking free. Like there's a degree of freedom about where you want to spend your energy or where you want to focus upon. And I think this could be very liberating for some of you. It could lead you to a whole new concepts or a whole new direction in your life, a new phase of your life. For some of you, this may be exemplified or amplified rather in things like a decade birthday. Perhaps some of you are having or have had a decade birthday this year, and this could be leading you into this new fulfillment or new dreams or new pursuits or new magic coming into your life. You know, the number one, the brand new starting of something. So wherever you want to deploy this magic is where you can find the fulfillment and the wishes that might come into your life. For some of you it might be money, for others it might be health, for others it might be job satisfaction, for others it might be love satisfaction. So we come to this one, the universe, which is the world. Now you are the first astrological sign that has had both the magician and the world in your reading anyhow. Neither of those cards have come out for anyone else. They are big cards and they often don't turn up frequently, especially this one, the world. So the world denotes a cycle has come to an end and a new one is beginning. So they're both together again, as if we're saying, let go of the old, welcome the new. You know, even though it seems a bit reversed, I feel this one should be first and this one should be second. So perhaps it's about going back in time, that you are realizing that there's magic to be had, or you have come to the end of the cycle and you can propel it or turn it into something far greater than your expectations are. And that's because the magician, of course, is the alchemist, and he can change things up and change them around and change them down, just like what's going on over here. Now, it could be around relationships and love. It could be around wealth and career. It feels as though some of you are going to find it's relationship and love, and others it might be finances and career. Some of you it will be health as well. But this is a very, very powerful card, and I often think it's overlooked in the tarot deck. The World card signifies some grand awakening or some grand opening to a realm or a structure or a part of you that you have probably not had previous access to. It's an awareness, awakening, an understanding. It's a growth point. It's a maturing that comes to you when you have literally been accredited the A grades in life and you've passed the exams. Maybe that's what the A grades were talking about when the World card comes up for us. So he calls it the universe, and it is about this global connection to understanding who you are, what you want, and where you want to head it with. And because it's attached to these, it's very, very powerful. There's an extra surge of bolt of energy coming through the reading. And then we've got the harmony card over here, which can be about love relationships, soulmates. It can be about twin flame synergy activation. That's a whole different story, and a lot of people kind of get the misconceptions of that wrong. But there's this propensity on the planet at the moment for some people to experience a very high vibrational effect, which is brought on by the awareness or awakening of love. And when that love is pure and when it can reach the soul's level, then this is what the feeling of like a twin flame surge of energy can be. So technically, most people say twin flame is the other half of yourself, and you feel this like oneness or wholeness when these energies come together, when you feel that other connection. It doesn't have to be in another person on this plane, in this timeline. It can be merged through spiritual ascension or through your own evolvement of the awakening of love in your soul and your life. But if we come back to just a normal stock standard relationship, this can be a very honoured, deep, long-lasting, nurturing partnership. It might be someone you are already in partnership with, a love interest, probably an intimate one. It might be someone who you meet. So there is propensity in this reading to meet new people. And some of you may meet foreigners who become very, very close soulmates or long-time life friends. Sometimes it's even people who don't speak the same language that you may meet or come from a totally different nationality. So there's propensity in this for that to happen as well. And for some of you, it may have been a wish of yours that you would find this soulmate energy, if you like. So this could be a time for very deep partnerships to be activated, or to raise your current partnership to a higher, deeper and more fulfilled, purposeful relationship. And this can be attained through the spiritual activation field. There's other things this can mean. It can mean the beginning of new business relationships, very solid, profitable business partnerships that can team up as well. It can also be pets or other people that don't have to be intimate relationships, but they might be someone that you hold very dear, or that you're going to meet and they become a deep, deep bond that is non-sexual. So it's a deep relationship that is formed at the heart level of love. It can also mean that there are choices to be made. Sometimes this card can actually reference 3 people involved, and sometimes the symbol of an affair going on, having to make a choice. Do I choose this person or that? Or somehow becoming embroiled as the third person in a relationship somewhere along the line. So a lot of different messages creeping in there. If we come down here to another 6 that you've got, so we're talking about the 3 sixes, and the 6s are all about harmony, the home, nurture, caring for people, giving and taking. This card is a very beautiful card to receive in a reading. It's the 6 of Pentacles, and it offers this whole, as the card says here, material and spiritual prosperity. I mean, to receive something like this in your reading is a blessing. It's as good as an ace. This is the card that I always say is give and take in life. So when we're in the cycle of give and take, we find manifestation comes to us a lot easier. And the manifestation and success of things like our dreams and the fulfillments of our wishes, they come and they become activated. And through that process, alchemy takes place, which is what the magician is. So many different positives within all of these cards that are boding great opportunities of success. Now, if you're in a position where you're feeling there isn't enough success, or something that you're still waiting on or wishing upon, and it could be to do with health, or it might be to do with love or money, then activate what these energies have to offer and focus on them, and really utilize the power within this reading to call upon at a universal level and get it flowing into your life. These 2 down here are probably a little bit more stern or grounded. This is the 8 of Cups, and it is often about leaving something behind and walking away from something. And I think we said that as well. Well, I said let go of attachments, especially how you judge yourself, and to break free. This can be another card about breaking free, if you like. Sometimes this can come up when we feel we've put a lot of effort into something, often relationships, and they just haven't been giving back what we put in, and it becomes a disappointment. So there can be a little bit of sadness when this card turns up. But by walking away and making plans about how you will shape your future without the relationship or the people or the situation, it could be a job, it might be even a health modality. Without those in your life, then you stand your ground and you become firm in resolve, and you move forward with powerhouse strength. You see, he goes into a state of meditation here and ponders What can I do to move forward? And it's almost like this, is saying stand your ground, stand up, be heard, speak up, take your strength. You know, don't let someone else make you feel as though you should be judged, or you haven't done something right, or you haven't put enough energy or effort into it. It can often be because of the way they are behaving that this card comes into a reading. So it might be time for some of you to think about certain relationships and aspects of them, and have they been rewarding, and have they been positive in terms of what they've given you. So we move to the next set of cards. This is a full tarot deck by Doreen Virtue. Let's see what she has to say here. These are the Fairies and Pixies, I think it is, tarot deck. And it makes sense to use them when we had integrated the garden outside. There's a very active patch of garden out there, actually, and I often feel the presence of elementals out there. Oh, wow, this is the Ace of Cups. And again, I don't think you can see it properly because the light's gone a little bit. But this is similar to when I said here, you know, this card was almost like the Ace of Cups. This Harmony card up here is full of love and, you know, protection and nurture. The Ace of Cups is very, very similar. Open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship or the rebirth of a current one, the awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. And it's kind of a shame you can't see the card shining a little bit brighter because the sky is a bit cloudy out at the moment. It's coming and going. But again, this is another absolutely top desired card in the deck to turn up in a reading. You've got so many wonderful cards that are offering you strength, newness, love, nurture, wishes coming true. There's just so much good possibility within this reading. So let's see what else is in here for Pisces for August. And that love, some of that love could be coming from what I said before about passed over spirits that are surrounding you, whether they're something like grandparents or parents or family members. It did feel like that to me. Maybe they are spirit guides or guardian angels as well. But there is something around you that's kind of protective in this month of August, or offering you support, or maybe even giving you insight or ideas, because this card can very much be about insight and ideas as well. That's nice that the sun has now come to shine on the card a little bit more. I'll just move it in there for you to look at a bit. There's that beautiful dove on there. There's that glorious little pixie or fairy, the water lilies. It's a lovely, lovely card, and next to the Harmony one as well. So I will just continue shuffling off the camera at the moment so you can enjoy the voluptuousness and beauty of those cards. The 10 of Pentacles. My God, it's just more and more magic turning up. So this is the 10 of Pentacles, which is another beloved card. It says, take steps to ensure the financial security of your children or other loved ones, making wise investments or planning for retirement, honouring family traditions. This card does talk about oftentimes things like grandparents being around, and I'm definitely feeling it for you guys, whether they're in the here and now or in the past. Some of you, as I said, will feel their energy spiritually. Others of you may make a reconnection with family lineage or heritage, or meeting up with family members. Some of you may be bequeathed something or hear about something that's been left in a will. It might be a family tradition that you learn about that becomes very important to you or makes sense to you. You may reconnect with family members who you haven't been seeing much of. There may be a healing take place through the family lines, and it could be like a DNA familial healing that releases health issues that you may have had run through a family, because we're working through a lot of karmic issues at the moment in this current timeline on Earth, and this has been going on for a couple of years. So a lot of people are able to free certain aspects up and move into a more wholesome personal state. It also talks about financial security for your children or other loved ones. So this is the idea too, to make plans and plan for financial investments, whether it's about helping your children through university or schooling, or helping them into a property, or helping them through a job, or something along those lines. So there's some good positives, messages even just from that perspective. And again, we're struggling to see under the late winter sun here that comes very, very low down, but that's part of the reading. So we take the nurture and warmth of the sun and we just imbue it into the reading. One more here for Pisces. You guys literally couldn't get many better cards. It's just been one after another after another, and of course using different decks as well to just propagate that magic. You have the Five of Swords here. It says walk away from dishonest associations, realizing that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness and something that's not worth the effort. Now we've seen a couple of those in terms of the card that is sitting right under it, which was the Eight of Cups, and it said emotional withdrawal and to walk away from something. This is telling you exactly the same thing, and it's almost by your choice. Sometimes when this card comes out, there can actually be arguments with people, and it's almost like you are drawing a line in the sand and you're giving them the opportunity to either stay or go. Sometimes they choose to go, and that's fine. If that's the way it ends, it can actually be the ending completely. I've seen this card before when it comes out and there's a disagreement and people seem to go their own way. You may never cross their paths again, ever, literally. So sometimes this is not, you know, your close family members. It may be people you work with, or maybe people in a community or a project that you've been working with as well. So sometimes we just get to the point where our paths no longer are meant to meet in life, and if we can't agree on the way things, you know, our moral aspects in life are, if we're not meeting them with people we associate with, then it sometimes just gets too difficult to carry on. So I will pull a couple of cards for you from the Energy Oracle deck. Here's your first one. All tied up is the very same thing as the attachment that I saw earlier when I said to you I felt that there was this attachment somehow, and that maybe it was time to break free, literally. And this could be all tied up, you judging yourself about something, or being stuck in a situation that you've wanted to walk away from for some time. And we talked about this one, you know, you move out of the dark and you're moving into the light. And that can be very cathartic, and it can be re-empowering in particular and give you strength. Sometimes that can cause us a little bit of anxiety, and so anxiety, it comes to us often, I have found, when we are on the cusp of major change in our life and when we are making quite big decisions about which direction to head in. It's nothing unusual, and as humans it is a human emotion that we learn to put into its proper perspective and not let it overrun the future chances or choices that we can make. Woman holding a heart, so there's still love in the air, still love coming in. And the last one from this deck, the Garden and the Gate. This is breaking free again. This girl has a key around her neck, and she is about to embark on opening the gate and moving further than her garden that she's currently been living in. So she is preparing to take the move ahead to explore life at the greater, deeper level and find out what is beyond that garden gate. And as most of us know, there is so much more out there than we have sometimes limited ourselves to seeing and understanding. So I'm going to pull one for you from this deck. This is the Animal Oracle deck, and these lot jumped out. So I'm just going to take one from here, whichever one is calling the most. Squirrel spirit, believe in yourself. Exactly. And I said that. Let go of attachments, especially how you judge yourself. So this is number 57, and I will read it to you. You have accumulated wisdom and experience and are surrounded by all you need. I'll move this in because it's nicer to look closer at it. An abundance of resources is available to you through the generosity of spirit and all your hard work. Squirrel shows up when you need reminding that the acorns you have gathered and stowed away have enormous potential to grow. So relax into knowing there is always enough and you have what it takes to co-create the reality you want to experience. Through diligent preparation, you have gained wisdom and strength. How much potential you have. Believe in yourself, for Spirit believes in you and wants you to know you have enough and are enough. Doesn't that truth make you feel safe and secure? It should, for you have everything you need right now. And I feel that card is just an affirmation of all those other magnificent cards that literally are piled through this reading. Literally every other one that we pick up, other than just a couple, is all about positivity and opulence and success. You know, the Ten of Autumns, the Ten of Autumn, the Ace of Summer, the Nine of Cups, the Magician, the World, there's the Harmony, material and spiritual harvest and prosperous. There's two sides to the reading. There's a little bit dealing with some of the issues over here. That one goes in there, of course, as well. But I think these are just more about maybe an issue or a person or a part of a system that might be going on that you are wanting to adjust and make changes to anyhow. We'll do one last perspective for you. These are Dr. Libby cards. They are wellness cards. I will just shuffle them once and then cut the deck. They kind of give a day-to-day message about either the physical functions of our body or our emotional perspective. I've cut them twice, shuffled them twice now, and I'll just cut them, see what's in store for you guys. So we have an emotional one and a biochemical one. There's two there, and I will turn them up and we will read the messages, and that's how we will finish your reading. What our lips can tell us, and joy and sadness. So again, I will just bring this down for you to see. It is bathed in sun. Perhaps I will change it out to over here. Joy and sadness. In most days there will be moments of joy and moments of sadness, yet we might not notice one feeling over the other. The intensity of the sadness might not feel equal to the joy, yet if you pay attention they are often both present, no matter how amazing or challenging life is for you right now. Whichever feeling you notice more often, try to see if you can spot micro moments in your day where you experience the other, because both can offer us insightful feedback. Then this one here, biochemical message, what our lips can tell us. Healthy lips offer insight about what's going on inside. Cracks at the corner of the lips can indicate an iron or B vitamin deficiency, particularly B2. They don't contain sebaceous glands like the rest of your skin, so they can easily become dry, nor do they contain melanin, which is one of the natural ways the rest of your skin protects itself from sunburn. Cold sores on the lips are due to a virus that is often activated by stress or too much arginine, an amino acid found in chocolate, some grains and nuts. The amino acid lysine can help prevent the virus replicating. Staying hydrated and eating a diet rich in antioxidants are great steps to help look after your lips. So there we are, everyone. If any of you have had lip issues, dry lips or cold sore breakouts or something along those lines, this could be very beneficial for you in terms of information on how to deal with them and bring more of those vitamins and minerals and amino acids into your body to give you healthy lips. So hey, thanks everyone for joining me for your reading. It is a beautiful reading. There's so much to be held in there that is beautiful and potential for the future as you walk into the rest of 2021. Love it when you leave your comments. Please like the video, sub the channel and hit the notification button, and basically walk out and go and have a fantabulous month ahead. Much love everyone. Namaste.